Okay, hello Francis. So it must have changed your life when Kurt Cobain recorded that Jesus Don't.
It
Have
did
you heard that
actually.
before now?
I get so many, half my Facebook followers. Uh,
Really? I've thought.
yeah,
Oh
I
my
get
God.
all sorts of emails late at night from people, who get a bit
Shit.
drunk and kind of go, did you write Rory Rides Me Raw? Things like that.
That's crazy. I
No,
thought maybe I was the only one.
no, it's been universal for years and years. I even get receipts and letters and things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You probably know Eugene as well, right?
No, I've never met Eugene. I've
Oh,
met Francis.
okay. Okay.
So
You go
we're
to
in a
our yoga classes, yeah?
yeah, we were in a film together. We're both
Ah,
in an art film. We're both mutual friends with someone else.
that's crazy. It's a different spelling, her name, right? It's
It's ES. ES is for girls. IS is for boys.
really. Oh,
Yeah,
okay, Francis, right? Okay, yes, but it's same
yeah.
McKee. It's McKee. She's Irish as well, right?
I don't know. I've never
Probably.
talked to her that much.
Another
Just kind of
Celtic
say
fan.
hello.
Okay.
So, but yeah,
Okay.
so
I thought I wasn't.
McKee is a Scottish name.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. So we must have all been settlers at one point.
Aye, another ethnic cleansing that people
Yeah.
forget about is
Yeah.
real, you know?
It is. It
It's,
was,
it's
you
like an
know.
eternal Holocaust that it seems to be
Yeah.
perpetual.
Well, it's the model for settlers. That's
Aye.
you know.
And I suppose, yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, I can't remember where were we were talking about something. Can you
Oh,
remember?
I don't know. I don't know what.
Okay,
Um,
would you do these 10 stupid questions then? People would love
yeah.
it, but you,
Hmm.
yeah, okay, I'm sorry to do this. I know it's a little bit banal, maybe is the right word.
Oh, I'm
Anyway,
okay.
his favorites, right? His favorite film. Don't think too
Ah,
much.
yeah, favorite film. Um, I don't know. Probably be a French film, something like, Breathless.
Brilliant.
Just sort of
Okay, building,
building. Hmm, I don't know, something brutalist. The library at UCD in Dublin.
okay, I don't know that one, but I'll check it.
Yeah, same as the
Um,
library in Edinburgh.
uh,
Safe
um, color,
color. Hmm, maybe green.
animal,
Animal, cat.
favorite thing to eat.
Chocolate.
One a particular variety of chocolate, maybe.
Uh, no, I'm very vulgar. I just like British
Yeah, the
milk
cheap
chocolate.
stuff's better than the. It's like wine sometimes as well. It's just the cheap bar of chocolate's better
Yeah,
than
yeah.
the
I
fancy
go for
shit.
Snickers or anything.
Okay. Um, drug.
Drug. Oh, well, I don't touch drugs much, but when I had
Mhm.
tried some LSD, it was fascinating,
Oh, wow. Okay.
and then not fascinating.
Yeah,
Gives you
I know the feeling.
a certain amount of insights, and then no more insights.
You never got into this. What is it in Peru and Mexico? Everybody's doing ayahuasca now. You know, it's like a
Ayahuasca.
bad.
No, I
No,
didn't because having tried acid, I realized that drugs are very limited. There are these few insights they give you the first
yeah,
time or two, and after that, it's diminishing returns. There's nothing.
exactly. I mean, you probably most people, a lot of people, yeah, you get what you get, and that's it. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
okay. Music. Favorite. Give me like
Oh,
a piece of music.
piece of music. God.
Yeah.
Hmm. That's hard. When you say a piece of music,
Or an album or a song.
yeah. Well, albums still have to be Highway 61 revisited.
Yeah, yeah.
There's many others, like that's not doing justice to.
Uh-huh.
I love music, so I listen to just about everything.
Uh-huh.
Um, I was listening to Bartok's first piano concerto today, and first time ever, and
Hmm.
that was kind of interesting. So, but I'll go for anything, Slade is just as good.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah.
what one of the most biggest things I miss about Glasgow, apart from the banter, which you can't do here, is the this you know you could go out any night and see a band, you know, and
Yeah,
just
Well, there's a lot of great bands around, and
Yeah.
there's a band that's just released a new album. They're not a new band anymore. Used to be called Fuck Off Machete,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
they've got a new album out.
I think I've seen them in Sleazy's once. Yeah, great name. That must be one of the best names for a
Yeah.
band
Well, they've
ever.
just put out a new album, and I was thinking,
Okay,
yeah, that's good. But there's another band, Soapbox.
okay, I don't know them.
They're a young punk band
Right.
who I only know because one of the band works in a shop near me.
Okay.
We're just chatting about music, and he mentioned that they're in the band, but they look like they're kind of up and coming. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, like
Soapbox. Yeah, Glasgow's great for that sort of thing, you know.
it
There is a
is.
real, I don't know if it's to do with the weather and just because where I live, it's always
Um,
sunny and beautiful, you know, and so there's
yeah.
no art being made at all. The art here is just this German commercial. I mean, an Andy Warhol print or a Basquiat print is about its top level.
Uh, well, here the weather is so bad, as you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Stay
It's
inside.
pretty inspiring in many ways, I suppose. What about favorite city?
Oh, Paris or Mexico.
Wow, okay.
Hard to
Yeah.
choose between. They have different
Hmm.
virtues. Mexico is absolutely fascinating. But Paris, there's a whole kind of vibe to Paris that
Hmm. I mean, Mexico is one of the biggest, isn't it?
it
Isn't it
is
the
a
biggest?
huge, it's
Isn't it like
massive. And
20 million, maybe?
oh, I think it's over 20 million, like maybe
Aye.
23 more.
Whoa.
It just keeps expanding, but all the stuff in it is just fantastic.
How's that feel when you're right in the middle of it? It must feel weird,
Um, it is. Well, first, I guess it feels very civilized for that amount of people.
right?
You know, for life to be so orderly when there's that amount of people takes an awful lot of general consensus
Hmm.
not to go crazy. So it's a very friendly city. I really like it. Like obviously I'm a Westerner,
Yeah.
and
Gringo.
yes, but even then there's a lot of generosity. Um,
Yeah, it's a bit of a cliche, like oppressed people are so friendly. You know, when you go through, have you ever been to like Bethlehem or the West Bank or any places like
I
that?
have, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
quite a lot, yeah. Yeah,
Really? Wow.
yeah. I
So
did some teaching there in the art school. Uh,
we're going to need another 4 hours.
but I've been to Bethlehem as well, and
Seriously. No, that's
yeah.
why I'm doing this, you know, because I was there and I came back and I was there like October the 5th.
Hmm,
And I came back and I completely changed my life. Everything I mean, I've been processing since I was 14, but it
hmm,
completely everything I thought was stamped home 100 times more.
hmm.
And the people in Glasgow, I would talk to people in Glasgow, like, I don't know. I remember John McKeown, you know, the guy from there. He was like, why don't you fuck off and go to Palestine and shut the fuck up, you know? And I thought,
Hmm.
like, shit, he's probably right. But then he wasn't right. I mean, I went there and it was like I was fucking right, you know? It was a complete, I mean, it is like going to Nazi Germany or not that I've been to Nazi Germany or I haven't been to South Africa either, but
Yeah,
it's pretty much just basically, I got the impression it was black and white. Not, it was like a
yeah,
racist thing, you know, against black
yeah.
people, right?
It's a shocking situation. And
Mm.
it's very complex. It's so complex as
No, don't
well.
say that. I hate when
It
people
is.
say that. It's not.
It is. Well, yeah, but you can be complex and also be very stark. And, there are simple things, but there's also complexities,
I
you
don't
know.
think so. It's simply weak against the strong, the rich against the poor, and then the black against the white. That's not
Well,
complex.
there's all of that, but there's also complexities within, the weak are not totally united. There's lots of different groups, and there's lots of different groups in the strong side as well. And,
So there's
so,
the divide and conquer type of thing, which has been going on forever,
yeah.
even
Well, there's
within
also,
small groups or small families.
yeah,
But personally, it's divide and conquer. It's
yeah, but there are Israelis who are also kind of like the Israeli left, which has been, crushed over the years,
Mhm.
uh, but exists, and has protested, and there are protests there that are ignored because that complicates things. Um,
Yeah, I mean the strongest things I see online are actually from the Jewish sites or the people that were in the army. It's pretty
yeah,
strong. What
yeah,
when they speak out against what happened to them.
yeah. And
That
there are people who refuse to join because I have taught in, Israel as well.
hmm
And, people have refused to join the army and sort of, conscientious objectors.
Not many.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
very
there
few.
is, yeah, it's not as, that's why I say it's complex. It's, you know, dangerous to sort of just sort of say this is one side and this is the other. It's always more difficult, you know. And I come from
Mm,
Northern Ireland where,
yeah,
equally difficult, equally complex, I think.
right. Yeah. When did you first go there? Do you remember the first time you went?
Probably during the start of the second Intifada, about 2001, not 2001, 2002, maybe,
Okay.
around then when the suicide bombs were happening a lot and
Did you
buses and
fly to Ben Gurion, the airport in Tel Aviv? Did you fly there?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
sorry, I lost the link. So you flew in there and then you walk across town, you get on the bus and you go to the West Bank, or how did it go?
Well, it depends because it's sort of a gradual history. I went there first to
Hmm.
teach in Bezalel,
Right.
which is it's in Jerusalem, but the MFA, because there was
Okay,
an
well,
MFA connection that's in Tel Aviv. So I went to Tel Aviv, but then gradually they kind of educated me, and people there educated me into the fact that I could go to the West Bank and that I should go to the
right.
West
So you
Bank.
didn't have much preconceived ideas about stuff.
No, no,
You
and
weren't,
so
okay, well,
yeah, so gradually then I started going to the West Bank. And then eventually I would maybe come and just go to the West Bank, in which case I'd get a taxi to Calandia, I don't know what you call it, gate, basically into the West Bank,
yeah,
and walk across that and get a taxi on the other side.
okay,
So
right. And I mean, it's like going from LA to like the Gorbals or something. Not the, I mean, I suppose the
yeah,
Gallagher. It's like LA, the Gallagher kind of thing. And it's
yeah.
true, the white faces and it's white and isn't it true that the faces get browner? I mean,
Well, they do, but that's where I'd say it's complicated because there are, like, say,
I know
if you
there's
go to Tel
exception.
Aviv, there are Yemeni, Jewish Yemeni immigrants, who are black, who are working in the
Yeah.
lowest jobs. And
Hmm.
then you find that the, sort of Jewish side itself between, Arab Jews, 1948, who moved there from Morocco or Algeria,
Yeah, yeah.
very different experience than European Jews. And there is a hierarchy and,
Yeah, I
the
know.
thing,
I like to simplify these silly things. Like it's the same as like Argentina. There's no black players, and then why is that? And then it's
yeah,
not so simple, but it is like fuck. Why the fuck is that?
yeah,
Why is there no
like,
black people in the government in Israel? Or
yeah, yeah, there are simple basics and then there are complexities on top of it.
Mhm.
Um,
And was there a few moments when you were on this first trip to Israel where you were like, oh fuck, what the hell's going on here?
uh, yeah, yeah, totally. I remember once, like, even daft things. Like, one day I was at a bus stop and I looked down and found live ammunition in the gutter.
Oh.
Someone had lost their live ammunition,
Probably
which,
some 16-year-old teenage, I just it's all these girls with guns and all that, and they're just kids.
yeah. Well, that's it. It was someone like that, who had,
Yeah.
was careless with their ammunition. I brought it back to the hotel. So gave it to the
I don't
guy
think
at
that would happen
reception.
that wouldn't happen in Belfast, I don't think.
No, well, you would hope not. But
Some Semtex. Oh, in the
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, like, it was quite, yeah, surreal,
Mhm.
and it was quite brutal at times. And there's very nice lifestyle, and underneath the lifestyle there are certain rock hard rules that dominate that.
It is apartheid, right?
it's a kind of like, I don't know whether I've seen that in South Africa where people have posters saying Israel is apartheid.
Hmm.
I don't know. I often wonder, does one transferring it from one country to another quite just do justice to
Yeah, I
each
don't know
country?
the definition, but I mean, I know that they have different roads and different
Yeah,
buses and different
yeah.
rules. Like,
Same kind of deal, whether if it doesn't strictly define or not.
it's just one
Um,
horror after another, and it's just
yeah,
been going on. And the noose thing last week, where he got the birthday cake with the noose. Did you see that?
I didn't.
So they're bringing in
Uh,
they're hanging them now. You know, the
uh, uh,
political people, and
oh
he had
yeah,
a
I remember
birthday
that guy
cake.
was arguing for that. Yeah, but there were all sorts of other complications. There were tunnels to bring in the workers, from the West Bank to Israel, to work there during the day. Um,
Tunnels.
Tunnels, yeah.
I
So
didn't
people
know.
could come from the West Bank into Israel to work.
In
Uh,
secret.
well, not in secret, but that they had to come in secretly. That work as almost
I mean, they
like
were doing that right up to a few years ago. I mean, a
yeah,
lot of the
same as
kids,
Mexican workers coming in to work in the border in America.
yeah, the kids that I met, they didn't want to say anything because
Yeah,
they were working over there, and they were getting treated okay. Some of them,
that's
but
it. It's just that's what makes it complex. Humans begin to like each other.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I want to leave. I want to leave
Hopefully,
space for that.
hopefully, hopefully that continues. But sometimes I wonder.
Well, it does.
Yeah, maybe in Glasgow. It's a bit weird over here with this situation over here, like with tourism and strange Catalan kind of politics.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's getting weird here with the kind of things that are happening in Glasgow, where
What the hell is that?
well, it's kind of right-wing groups using immigrants and using arguments like we want to protect our women. Ridiculous arguments from those people.
It's the same as
Uh,
Israel when they point the finger and say, "Hey, you're a terrorist," or "Hey, you're doing." It's usually these guys are all women. They've been convicted as
yeah,
women
they're just
abusing.
using these things as emotional triggers to get people wound up. A lot of it's coming from elsewhere. It's not even coming from Glasgow. Same in Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
People that are organizing are quite often coming from, England. They're just using old prejudices to ignite a new situation.
Is it a divide and conquer thing to just let these elites just continue what they're doing and keep gathering in the money and just let the poor fight it out amongst themselves? And it's like this sort of idea of like gated communities.
Yeah, I don't know. It must be something like that because I try to figure out what's in it for these people to do this because
Hmm.
they're doing it with the poorest people in Northern Ireland, the poorest people in Glasgow. What are they possibly getting out of it unless they're getting there's so little left to get in the UK. Why does anybody want it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can't even really. That's why the music and art scene's so important, you know? And it seems,
Yeah.
um, I don't know, the musicians seemed quite strong. The music scene, I used to call that mafia, like the art mafia, the music mafia. In Glasgow, it was more, the music
Hmm.
thing was more open and more
Yeah.
inclusive. Would you agree
Yeah.
with that? The art scene was a bit tricky.
Well, it's become less tricky, I would say. Like I
Hmm.
think when the time you're talking about, it was
Uh,
very much people are in or people are out.
yeah, yeah.
And it was very exclusionary maybe.
Hmm.
And felt that probably to people even when it wasn't. But then now I think it's much more fragmented, which is good because there's much more opportunity for people to do their own thing wherever in the city,
Yeah.
you know. So I think that makes it more open as well.
Uh-huh. And is there places? I know it looks like the CCA is gone, but I would argue with you on that, the way the funding was going, but that I probably shouldn't get into that. But just I just found the funding was going to the wrong places. The people that need the funding is it's not the jazz band, it's the punk band, but the money's going to the jazz band.
Yeah. Well, that often, like, and even worse, the money goes to kind of classical music, to the orchestras.
Yeah, yeah,
So the
yeah.
bulk of music money often seem to go to orchestras.
Yeah, the money was going to Hindland. It wasn't going to Easter
Yeah.
House.
Well, it's the same, the bulk of them, for museums eat up, theaters eat up most, so the established canon of things
Hmm.
with an older audience, who are probably better voters, are always taking that up.
Yeah.
So very little is kind of thrown to younger artists that need the support.
So you're agreeing
Um,
with me. I was hoping you would say, well, you were the director of this place and it was inclusive and we did have a restaurant. You could eat in the restaurant and you could come in and maybe get a show, but it wasn't really like that, was it?
I think at certain points it was. You could come in and ask for a space and you got it.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
with the open source thing, if you wanted to use the cinema, you could come in and get the cinema,
That's right, yeah.
get the projectors, and you could do it and you could man it yourself if you wanted.
There was a show I remember, I don't know if you were there, but it was about hijacking planes.
Oh
And it
yeah.
was one of the best documentaries I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it was just hijacked planes. It
Yeah.
was no really there was something strange about it. Maybe there was no voiceover. It was
Yeah.
just showing you
Or
the news clips. Do
yeah.
you know
Johan
what?
Grimon Perez
Okay.
or
I know what I'm
Johan
talking.
Grimon Perez.
It was
Yeah.
so good. It was like a 30-minute thing, yeah.
A bit longer. Dial history. It was probably about 96, 97.
It was, would you agree? It was like a masterpiece.
Very good. It's very good. It's a very good thing.
Because
Like, yeah,
it didn't make any opinion, it didn't give any side, it just showed you what happened. And
yeah,
then you're like, okay, well.
yeah,
And it was beautiful, just very visually beautiful. I don't know.
yeah.
We could talk about the Twin Towers, or we could talk about the pandemic. These are the sort of important things. I don't know. I'm probably missing a few, but what do you think about this? People that said that was the greatest piece of art of the 21st century, the Twin Towers.
Oh, I think it was Hearst who said that.
Was it
Um,
Damien? Oh fuck, shit,
yeah,
fuck him.
it's
I'm sorry.
yeah. No, well, it's a nice sensational thing to say. It was
Do you remember where you were
yeah.
when you seen it? Did you watch it live?
Oh yeah. Well, we were actually doing a show with an artist from New York
Mhm.
whose wife has a shop like a few streets away.
You were in New
So
York.
yeah, so we were actually in Partick. I
Wait,
remember a heart cancer shop, thrift
okay.
shop in Partick, looking for stuff for his show, and we started hearing it on the radio. And as the day went on, it got bigger and bigger. And actually, he got threatened. We had a talk that night, and someone threatened him at the talk. They had to be taken out of the talk.
Who got threatened?
The artist,
From New York.
yeah,
Why did he get threatened?
he got threatened. They said, well, his work was kind of, taking other people's work from other cultures and using it and exploiting it for his work. And he was working mostly,
Appropriation. This word
yeah,
they use.
appropriation, but he was looking at museums and the idea of collecting, and he was kind of pointing to appropriation as a problem
Hmm.
within that. But
I
anyway,
think the
someone,
problem's more the people that are accusing the other people of these people that
yeah,
are accusing. They're the
yeah.
problem.
Well, it was traumatic for him because he
Yeah.
was sitting there having this, knowing what was happening in New York at the time. Um, So he was finding that quite difficult. So that's where I was in that day. We were 2 weeks
That was
in. Yeah.
that was surreal. And I didn't know what to think. I mean, it looked like a movie. I suppose that's a cliche, but it did just look like a movie. I was
Yeah.
like, "What's this movie? And who's directing the movie?" And
Yeah.
somehow I think it was. It was
Yeah.
like a movie
Well,
for
it
me.
was, yeah, you could call it a curated event. Like it was
Yeah,
designed for maximum spectacular effect, symbolic effect.
and it doesn't really matter what side done it because both sides are fuck them both, you know.
Yeah. And it did have that symbolic ripple that's still there. It's coming up in a month's time.
About
Yeah.
control.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What's coming up in a month's time?
September the 11th.
All right, okay, yeah, but it was. I mean, the same. I have. I don't. It's hard for me to talk about COVID as well because everybody's got a different experience of it. But I think it's connected. Would you agree that these events are connected?
Um, well, it certainly is a global experience. Yeah.
Or how people use crisis to control people,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Um, I guess I don't know. I had a funny COVID experience, so
Yep. Go ahead.
I spent most of it in hospital.
Awesome.
So I still what happened outside, like even things like Black Lives Matters, I missed in terms of being in hospital.
Mm-hmm.
I could There was no TV, nothing like I was just kind of only heard vaguely about these things.
That must have been horrific. That's the kind of situation that because you can't get visitors or
No, you couldn't get visit. I never had a visitor. Well, one person who brought me some clothes at the end. Um,
was it over a year in Glasgow or how many months was it?
I was in all on and off, like from about end of May through to September.
Right.
But then with sort of repercussions after that and before
And
that.
you're probably one of the few people that agree to do this that has been vaccinated. Because most people
Yeah.
I speak to somehow, the
Mm.
people that seem to agree to this are all
Mm.
people who are not vaccinated. I
Ah,
imagine you are.
yes, I've got every possible vaccination since.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't get vaccinated at the time because when I got it, it wasn't named. And then when the
Okay.
vaccines appeared, it was already too late.
Okay.
Um, so I got vaccinated afterwards and have been vaccinated constantly ever since.
Oh, really? You keep getting boosted up.
Yeah, totally. Well, because I know it's real.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I wouldn't disagree with that. It's just
Yeah,
I have a problem with people telling me what to do, like a kid,
yeah,
like a stupid kid.
yeah. Well, I'm a medical historian, so
All right, okay. Anyway, that could bring it like so when you were a kid and you got your
yeah.
dinner
Hmm.
and you maybe didn't fancy eating it, did you feel safe to tell your parents, "Hey, I'm not eating this," or did you have to eat it?
Um, a bit of both. I felt safe saying it, and then I sort of also got eat it, you know.
Yeah,
So you would eat it, or you would eat as much as you could until they felt so guilty about making you eat it that
yeah,
you finally got off. They would make you eat a certain amount.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. So you were like I was forced to eat it, and I think it was problematic with my later life,
yeah,
with regards to expressing myself and feeling safe. And I can see a lot of people, a lot of friends. I can tell that your parents were you were able to express yourself and you feel
yeah,
safe about it, right?
yeah.
And it comes across people I meet, I can tell straight away. I'm like, okay.
Uh,
But now with my son, I don't know if you've got kids. I'm like, no, you can't go. He's 13. I'm like, no, no, no.
yeah,
He's like, I'm too soft. My dad was too hard.
yeah.
Now I'm too soft, and I'm getting the payback now. He's 13. Have you got kids?
I don't.
No, no, okay. So you don't know. Okay. It's just hard to get at. You don't know if you should be hard or soft, and it seems like your
Yeah,
parents got it right in the middle, right? Spot
I think so. They did quite well given all the circumstances,
on.
the time as well.
Okay, let's go back. So you get the how did you get the job in the CCA? Do you remember? Did you apply? Was there like a job interview?
I applied. I did apply once before for a job, not the head of program. I applied for something before and didn't get it, but I applied for the head of program job and got it.
Okay, good.
Um, and I had done some work there previously, very recently. So
Okay.
it was that. Plus, it was a bit of a poison chalice because they had got rid of. They used to have a live art program, a visual art programmer, a music programmer. They had several programmers. They got
Well, they
rid of
used to
all
have
of
bands
them.
upstairs. There was rooms upstairs before they done it all
There.
up. And
Yeah,
I've seen all the Glasgow bands played up there.
yeah, they did. And
Crazy.
they got rid of all the programmers, and I programmed all of it.
So were you there when they spent like 20 million on it? Was it 20 million? I don't know. I'm pulled that
Yes,
figure out there.
10.
And they completely changed the whole place. Where'd that
Yes,
money come from?
it was all from the lottery. There was a lottery
Ah,
capital
shit, right.
fund to redo buildings, and
Yeah.
the CCA had many, many leaks and was falling apart.
It was cool. There's some beauty about it.
It had atmosphere and character
Really. And
new
then with the
building didn't have, you know.
definitely, right?
Yeah, a lot of people
What
accuse
was it
oh,
before it was the Third Eye Center? You don't probably don't remember. Third
I
Eye
do,
Center
yeah.
was 60s, wasn't it?
It was no, in the 60s it was mostly closed. There was a wallpaper factory there, not a factory shop. There was it was many artist studios. There
All
was a place upstairs called uh, all sorts of things. The Maryland was the most famous name for it as a club.
right.
People like Muddy Waters, T-Rex,
No
all Pink
way.
Floyd, all.
That's where it's got the vibe. The
Oh
vibrations are
yeah,
coming.
it was very, very. That was the cool center of Glasgow at the time.
Okay, that explains everything.
Yeah, and then it shut as well, and then Tom McGrath came in and
Uh,
took over the whole thing. And I we made an archive later, and we have film of all of that. We have film of Tom McGrath
no way.
coming in, even coming in with his wife and filming the empty space to show to the Arts Council. We have film of bands, we have film of artists, all sorts of things from the early 70s through to the end of the 70s.
No way.
That was as part of what I was doing at CCM.
That's
We
not
got a
all been
group.
sold off to privately, is it? Is that true? Did I hear that right?
That yeah, there was an auction, and the archive was put up for auction a few weeks ago. There's been a big campaign, which I think that's one set of protests that will have succeeded. I think the Minister for Culture and Creative Scotland have had to intervene and make sure that maybe it goes to Glasgow Life. So it might end up somewhere like the Mitchell Library
Yeah,
again.
like a public reference. Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be the thing to do. This seems like
Yeah.
but I
It
didn't
would,
understand when you said it was getting sold privately. Did someone buy it privately?
well, there was an auction and anybody could put in a bid.
How did that
Um,
go? How did that play out?
well, as it was announced, everybody was horrified. So there was a public protest that's still ongoing saying
Ah,
this cannot be allowed to happen.
right.
And the Minister for Culture has been put on the spot by that. And
Yeah.
I think he's backing a movement for it to go to something like Glasgow Life and
Yeah,
safekeeping.
they can a private who would buy it privately, and for how
Well,
much?
I could see people who could buy it and I could see how they could monetize it. There's a lot of valuable stuff in it. There's letters from people like Damien Hirst or Jimmy
Uh-huh.
Boyle or whatever. There's
Jimmy
vid
Boyle, did you say?
yeah, Jimmy Boyle from Barlinnie.
Oh God.
So
That
like
makes me think, have you heard of the
historical,
dandy in the underworld?
yeah, historically valuable things.
Uh,
There's all the catalogs, all the posters, all sorts of things that could be monetized actually quite successfully. So
that would be horrible, but right?
it would. But the Herald announced it as this is your chance to buy a part of Glasgow's culture.
Who owns the Herald? Is that like one of these?
I
Who owns the
don't,
Herald?
but I was shocked that they actually went in partnership with
Hmm.
the liquidators to advertise the auction.
It's crazy when you think when we were growing up, all these media things and they turn on the TV and watch the news, they were all owned by a couple of right-wing
Yeah,
Nazi motherfuckers.
it's
And
true.
we
Well,
were
I don't
just
know if
turning
you
on the
heard.
TV and having a cup of tea and lapping it up.
Yeah. So I don't know who's behind that, and
Yeah.
but the Herald I think were quite naive.
What do you think about
Um,
the new media motherfuckers? Like, yeah, I don't know if you Joe Rogan and all these. I mean, he basically got. I don't know if he got Trump in, but now these people are controlling what we think a little bit from these,
yeah,
and they say they're independent and they say they're free thinkers and they want freedom of expression, but it's the same shit again, right?
it is. It's another loose conglomeration of right-wing people, and it is loose. I think they don't all believe the same thing, but they're all on the same side.
But it's weird that this
Nevertheless,
right
there's a
wing.
loose conglomeration.
I can't remember names, but there's now the right wings are supporting Palestine as well, and that's confusing for me.
Yeah, well, it all gets very confusing there because then the right wing support settlers because they think settlers mean this fulfills Revelations, the end of the world.
Yeah,
So it's not that
that's
they're pro-Jewish, they're pro-Revelation and the apocalypse.
Have you heard the thing about the cow and all that? The cow and there's weird stuff. They import
No.
the cow with the brown cow and all that kind of.
Ah,
But
No,
they've
got to
actually
protect
done
their
it.
sanity.
These people are insane.
They are. That's why I try not to delve too much into it now
No.
because too
What
many
about even the
rabbit
comedians?
holes.
Remember Phil Kay? Remember, I suppose
Yes,
he was part
I
of that
do.
scene. But anyway, that just brings me on to this sort of comedian. There's a bunch of right-wing comedians now as well that seem to have a lot of influence
Yeah.
on people. Is there any
Yeah.
Is there a Glasgow comedy scene that is
I
coming
think the
through that's
Glasgow
more?
comedy scene is mostly still left wing. I don't,
Yeah, they were kind of like Phil Kay was an anarchist, I think.
yeah, like
Would
I
you
think,
class yourself as an anarchist?
um, a very poor one.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know enough about or true definitions of anarchy and,
Just
you know,
self, like getting a bunch of people and ruling themselves. And I suppose Switzerland's close to it, even though they have the sort of way of doing the government there that seems to be
well,
fair.
they were a big influence. The watchmakers in the mountains
Huh,
were a big influence on the formation of anarchism.
crazy, eh?
Bakunin went there because the watchmakers had divided up how they made watches in an anarchist community. And
Oh,
Bakunin went there to study them before he wrote the Principles of Anarchy. So, yeah, Switzerland's important in that.
yeah,
So
and
I
it's
kind of know all this, but I would say I'm very compromised, you know?
well, it's just that's the that makes me crazy about all this technological advances and how it's supposed to be. Yeah, I mean the cliche is people are more This is why they're more lonely, they're more isolated than ever. Whatever it said it was going to do, it didn't really do. Um,
Mm,
Yeah, and it's really worrying about kids and phones now. And it's hard
yeah.
for us to say,
Mm,
very few of my friends don't have Instagram. Very few don't have a smartphone. I mean,
yep,
probably one or two I could name.
true.
Could you
No,
name more than five friends that don't have a smartphone or Instagram or
no, I don't know. I was going to say I have one, but I'm very bad at using it apart from Instagram.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, but I do have two Instagram accounts, and I lost one today, and I can't remember what it's called.
I have the same problem. And it's like it's funny that we're talking about it and we're on the platform and we're it's like a par like everything's kind of paradox, really, isn't it? Is it?
I don't know.
And you do know as well, because what about dualism? What do you think about dualism? I know you know what that
Uh,
means.
yeah, I distrust it.
You
It's like,
distrust it. What about
yeah,
non-dualism then?
yeah, maybe trust that more because
Really?
it's that thing of binary things. Like I think that's weird that everything has to be binary rather than there's lots of
Okay,
other alternatives.
I'll simplify it. Because my problem is I like meditation or yoga, and so I'm looking at life, and that's now I'm comfortable meditating and looking at life. Or whenever I take part in life, which is I'm fucked, and I can't figure out what the thing to do is best.
Yeah,
To be watching or to be taking in part because you want
I
both. Or
think
you were doing one,
I
you want the other. When you're doing the
you
other
have
one,
to
you want the
take
other one.
part.
Pardon?
Yeah, and there's no point going for one if you don't take part. You got to take part and use it, and you're bound to get it wrong sometimes, and
Yeah, and
that's
that's
just
what's wrong
life.
with kids. They're afraid to make mistakes.
Yeah, you have to make mistakes. Like my whole life is a mistake.
That's the worst thing for a kid, like to be
Yeah,
humiliated online.
yeah. Well, also, if you don't make mistakes, you don't learn. The only way you learn is by making mistakes.
So we're fucked.
Mm. Yeah, failure is the best educator.
Yeah, but if the kids are afraid to make mistakes, then they're not going to learn anything, right?
That's true. Um, but that's why I try and when I'm teaching, I try to
Yeah, cool.
preach failure.
Where do you teach?
MFA,
Like
Glasgow
it's like that
Art.
Bob Dylan. Yeah, you told me. Sorry.
Yeah,
Like there's no success like failure, but the failure is no success at all. Is that
yeah,
connected somehow?
yeah, it is. And if you look at him, you see very much how much he fails constantly. Like he's always trying something new, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes it works and nobody recognizes that and just laughs at him.
That's the beauty of just doing, just expressing yourself freely, and I suppose that is what I came to this conclusion recently
Hmm.
that the purpose of it's good to think about what the purpose of life is, or to have an intention. And like, do you have one? What do you think the purpose of life is, or what's your intention
Uh, they might be two different things. I'm not sure what the purpose of life is, but
personally?
I would have intentions. You know, and it